Hi guys, my name is Peter, and in the second part of our introduction series, we'll walk through the most important parts of a 3D printer. We'll use my Panospace One here, as it's an ideal example of an entry of a printer, and it's quite simple. Most of the 3D printers on the market, especially the consumer level FFF ones, are very similar to each other in terms of their construction, so good knowledge of even the simplest one would allow you to understand the basics of even the most advanced machines. You can see that on my Panospace One here, the frame is completely covered by the plastic, but it's a rather simple metal frame in this gate-like configuration. That said, there are many different ones, with frames that are boxed, flat single sheet, cantilever, or even ones with triangular bases. Frame gives a 3D printer its structure and has pretty much every other part of it mounted on it, so it needs to be as strong and as rigid as possible. Metal is preferred, like on my printer here, but you can run into frames made pretty much from any rigid material. Motion system dictates the printer's kinematics and how is the printer moving in 3D space to go through every part of the program we send to it when we print something. This movement is usually achieved by a combination of electromotors, linear rods or rails, screws, belts and pulleys. My Panospace One is a Cartesian printer and moves its bed in Z and Y axis, while the printhead moves on an x-axis. This motion system is particularly good for education, as the risen bed blocks easy access to the heated parts of the 3D printer. My printer here also uses linear rails in all axes, as those are the most precise and rigid and allow for a much higher print speed. Electronics of a printer are probably the most complex part of it, as they control pretty much every function of the printer through its control board. Aside from the controller board itself, you also have your input and output devices, in the case of my Panospace One, a colored touchscreen, USB port for connection to a computer, and a micro SD card for storage in the back. Printhead itself then consists of an extruder and a hot end. Extruder being the part that feeds filament into the hot end, where it's heated up to its melting temperature and deposited onto a build plate by a narrow nozzle. Once it's laid down on a build plate, it either cools down on its own, or is cooled down by fans mounted on a printhead. There are many different printhead assemblies with many extruder and hot end types and even dual systems allowing to use different materials and colors at the same time. Build plate, or the bed, is where the print itself forms, and it is usually some sort of a very flat plate with coating or a layer of special material that helps melted plastic adhere to it. On my Panospace One, it's made from a simple tempered glass, but there are printers with beds made of metals, glasses with special coatings, or even advanced plastics. These beds can be then equipped with special heaters that allow them to be heated for even better adhesion. Alright, that would be it for the basic walkthrough of a 3D printer. I did not go into all the necessary details, but I'm trying to keep these videos simple at the start. I'm sure I'll make more videos about these subjects in the future, as we delve into the more advanced topics. In the next video of this series, we'll look at how to set up your Panospace One after you take it out of the box for the first time. Like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it interesting, and subscribe to see more 3D printing content.